The final non-holiday weekend of 2023 ended with everyone's favorite diabetes dispensary securing that gold-wrapped chocolate crown because holy man, there was no true gold in them hills because at least on a domestic front, the international box office, it's doing whatever else it's doing. I don't know what the competition looks like out there, okay, or how long Wonka has been abound abroad, but at least on the domestic side of things, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, but then you also have to take into totality that this thing cost $135 million, so it better have damn good legs, especially over next week's offering. But taking a look at next week's offering with Aquaman 2 running up on everybody's shores, but I'll be talking more about that in the coming days. You better believe it. But Wonka, yummy, gross. Oh, God. With a $39 million opening as musical bounces back at the box office. No, that's actually been kind of a consistent through line. Not so much in a traditional sense when it comes to musicals, because there's been two rather successful concert films. Can you lump that all together? Even though I think if you take Wonka and throw it in the middle of Taylor Swift's concert film and Beyonce's concert film, I'm pretty sure Timothy Chalamet would probably come out in the bottom of that altercation if things ended up coming to blows. He's a slight man and Beyonce's vicious. Wonka had a very strong hold on Saturday with $14 million, just 3% off Thursday, Friday previews. 14.4 million, resulting in an estimated $39 million opening, which is slightly north of the $35.3 million start that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did. Oh, okay, cool. Now that makes sense. Okay. Did in the same mid-December slot in 2018. Just don't know, okay, because people generally liked Into the Spider-Verse. What I'm hearing in regards to Wonka is that not great. It's really not great at all. At best, it's one of those things where it's like it makes no sense at all whatsoever, but it might be enough to hold the attention of children that it's obviously marketed towards. But when you have more renowned fare like The Boy and the Heron out there, and then you got Migration coming through next week. Don't know if that good weekend hold is going to end up really amounting to a whole hill of chocolate beans in this case, but just looking at the dailies, man, in 4,200 theaters domestically, you can only pull in $39 million. Now, we don't have everything quite yet, okay? These are all theoretical numbers, of course, but heading into the holidays, not great, man. Not great, because I've seen the projections for Aquaman. I've seen the projections for whatever else is coming out there, but yeah, 2023 is definitely going to end up landing with a thud that has been permeating the theaters as early as February. Is that when the first big bomb came out with Ant-Man? I'll be doing a retrospective on the year here towards the end of next week, and that's going to be a big old portion of it. But good for you if you enjoy Wonka, man. I've got nothing for it. Like I've said before, I think the Gene Wilder one still holds up. That's going to be the one if I was to ever imbibe in that world any further. But to speak on Hollywood and the fact that, well, to round out 2023 and this is going to be one of your heavy hitters, it's really not great, man. Like, Hollywood in general had a terrible year. Warner Brothers specifically is also going to be putting out Aquaman 2, by the way, so yeah, not great. And then rolling into 2024, I have no idea, because with Aquaman 2, it's done. It's dusted. That's it. There's nothing else coming out for superhero fare from DC. Or is going to be switching over to the U after this because the EU is dead. This is the final nail in the coffin, even though that thing has been dead and buried for years at this point. But this is the final release. Finally, we filmed it. We've got it out into the theater. Now we can finally just flush that turd down the bowl. Amber Heard most affected. But what else? Okay, like, they got to go ahead and bridge. They've got to go from Timothy Chalamet to Timothy Chalamet as well, with Dune coming out, and I think January. It ended up getting pushed out, okay? So they can go ahead and have the Wonka life raft out there. Hopefully that'll keep them somewhat afloat, and Dune should do probably fairly well because there's not going to be a lot of competition coming out because Disney, it's going to be a long time before they have anything of substance hit the theaters. I'm not even talking about script or anything like that. It's going to be years before they rebound on that, but as it comes to traditional competition, it's going to be wide open lane. That is until March 22nd. In a few magical Negroes rock up on the screen. I was looking so hard. I was looking really hard for a straw hat and a big curly mustache in order to do this trailer reaction, because I seen this shit hit off on like Friday. This ended up dropping. Is that when it came out? Yeah. And brother, there's a point in time where this film could end up getting released. I'm talking about the American Society of Magical Negroes, of course. Or if this would have come out, if that title itself specifically would have been announced, you would have thought it was a troll. You would have thought it was a joke. Hell, it might have been funny. Cut from the same cloth, like if it was like a Wayans Brothers film or something like that. Could have been funny. Could have been really good, especially if you wanted to go ahead and joke on the trope that you think you're joking on with this one, where, I don't know, like the whole premise behind this is about 30 years out of date, where, oh, have you guys noticed in films where there's always a magical black character that just shows up and helps move along the plot? No, I haven't, since there's been a 2 at the beginning of current year. Maybe if this was a teenage rom-com, some high school dramedy from the late 90s, this would have been a little bit more applicable. But to make fun of the token black character now? Well, it's probably perfect that Hollywood would be releasing this, because they're just as tone deaf with everything else, so why not, or why break tradition now? But back to the trailer for a second, before we watch it, because we're going to watch it here and just point out all of the insanity that's here, because this is just, it was made to drive engagement, right? The title of the film is obviously going to be inflammatory, given the fact that they use old-timey verbiage. And seeing who's also behind this, I don't know if he's got writing or directing credits, but one of the lead stars behind it, David Alan Grier, who you might remember as like the 4th or 5th billing in Living Color. Yeah, he didn't really end up getting the same type of career that Jim Carrey and Jamie Foxx, or some of the lesser Wayans brothers, ended up getting off of that third-rate sketch show. But he's probably the biggest name, at least when you're looking at the trailer. This is the biggest one that comes to mind. But if you've been tertiarily paying attention to some of his overcorrection when it comes to including politics, you probably knew exactly where this was going. And given current year, of course this is going to be what it's all about. And what exactly is it all about? Well, it's all about inflaming white people, right? It's nothing like setting up your film to fail and baking in your excuse, so when it ultimately does fail, then you can blame white people for being insecure and not being able to take a joke. But here's the thing about comedy, and comedy is always going to be the most difficult thing to do in all of entertainment. It needs to be funny, man. And DAG, he's been around enough funny people, so he should at least be familiar with the concept. Some people just never learn. So without further ado, before we cringe into oblivion, I may advise you, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And there's going to be a big tonal whiplash about halfway through this, where it's like, I thought this was all about race baiting. Nope. It's just kind of a bog standard script that probably couldn't get off the ground. And then they just pondered around the writer's room for a second. It's like, how do we get this basic bitch script off of the floor? Aha! Racism! Exactly. All right, let's go.
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron.
Oh my God, the first thing that you hear, I know you can feel their discomfort. And then you got a white chick in a spaghetti strap dress going through her purse when you are, okay, like if he really wanted to sell this, okay, does that look like the black guy who's going to make you feel discomforted? No, absolutely not. But we're just getting started. We're what? How about a few seconds? We're one line into this. Oh boy.
Comfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Well, that and your cadence, okay? Your gait is absolutely atrocious, where you're just walking like this is your first day with your new feet. But if you really wanted to sell this, because you wanted to have some narrative that you're really trying to push, that white people in 2023, or I guess 2024 when this ultimately releases, are still so uncomfortable with some light-skinned black guy just walking around an art gallery. That's what we're led to believe here. I'm just saying, man, I've been on social media, and I've been seeing some people be a little bit more audacious with their public persona, not really caring all that much about what other people think. So might be a little bit off, but okay, continue.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview.
There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society
of magical Negroes.
Okay, is she just there? Okay, because I've been seeing her pop up in a bunch of different media. I'm just wondering, okay, did Queen Latifah finally succumb to the Sugarfoot? Because she's just been taking all of those roles, or whatever Precious's, oh, Monique, there we go, Precious's mom. Or maybe I'm just confusing her with the exceptionally racist chick that was always a talking head on CNN. My mistake.
I don't really understand.
It's easier to say.
See, the premise could be funny, man. It really could be funny. Okay, it's like we got magical Negroes, of all things. Oh, okay.
What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel like.
It's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous. What did he say? The most dangerous. Let me just run that back a second.
The most dangerous animal on the planet.
Dangerous animal. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. But don't you dare call a criminal a thug, because that's a dog whistle. But now we're dealing with animal whistle. Anyways.
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable.
Oh.
White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us.
Yeah, when you're fucking mean mugging a cop, okay, what do you expect him? He's just gonna be looking at you a little bit funny. I do stuff like that, I'm gonna get looked at pretty fucking funny. But okay, sure.
That's why we fight white discomfort every day.
See what that says? I fight white discomfort every day, and you've got a white tears meter. That's what I thought when I was first watching this trailer. It's like, oh, this is just rage bait. Like, come on, man. What are you even doing right here? Okay, this is cut from the exact same cloth as Dear White People. All of those stupid Robin DiAngelo, Ibram X. Kendi novels that get adapted into some shit dick Vice-style documentary series. It's like, ugh, God, let's just have a laugh at this stuff. But there's actually a shitty story behind this. So what I brought up earlier, that them playing off a trope that would have been better suited to like an 80s or 90s thing, an 80 or 90s high school drama. There's actually going to be a bit of a through line here in a second, but yeah, okay, let's just see the white tears meter as a cop in broad daylight is looking at two well-dressed black guys, and he's just on the brink of tears.
Hey, because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
See, that could have been, if that was just a line that was in there the moment that they revealed that, yeah, we are now a part of the society of magical Negroes, and then he would have just dropped that line. That would have been funny. It could have been funny. It didn't intend to be funny.
Get ready.
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn.
Okay, see, he's basically on the brink of just, you know, a total cracker meltdown. Oh my God, you better help him out there.
His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Hey.
Darn it, I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No.
Yeah.
Something else that I don't get, okay, and I'm just pausing because I don't know if this is copyrighted or not. I don't need the black man to be taking no money out of my pocket. But if they're also playing up a bunch of different tropes, or rather criticizing a bunch of different tropes, why is it that being a generally nice guy is being seen as a job? I don't know if they intended. I'm sure that they just simply made to this trailer, okay, the marketing behind this, to be very inflammatory, but it's another sign that Hollywood has no idea what type of morals it has anymore, or what the difference that they can make between good and bad people. All they know is, well, the way that they're portraying this, black and white. They don't see any other divisions, and they're just simply trying to ingrain the ones that they know even deeper.
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding?
See, this is the tonal whiplash that I'm talking about. All of a sudden, how you just kind of have, like, Hitch? What's that other one? When I was first watching this, was it 40 Days a Night? The Josh Hartnett dude giving up sex for Lent. That's what this immediately started to turn into. It's like he ends up finding himself in a love triangle. Like, what? Okay, what the fuck? Did you guys come up with this part of the premise first, or did you just have a bunch of race baiting that you wanted to get out here? Okay.
Hey, come on, man. She's smart and funny.
I know what you were doing going on about her. You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
Yeah, see, like, this doesn't look anything dissimilar than what you would see, I don't know, maybe it's all schlucked all over Tubi, or maybe through one of the streaming services that are out there, but I remember, like, this stuff, okay, when I was working at a movie store, all of these types of films, okay, what do you mean these types of films, would just be all over the old dramedy new releases. Like, it just seems like a shitty repurposed rom-com script, okay? Oh, it's a love triangle, okay, where the one guy, oh, your friend likes a chick, and you like a chick, and she really likes you, but he really wants her first because he's seen her first, and okay, cool. And then shenanigans ensue, like, whatever.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now, because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
Oh, see, and that's the problem right there. See, no other black people will be magic unless you get cucked out to the white guy, which is so weird. Again, if you look all over social media recently, which side of this equation do you normally see getting cucked? Interesting.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But
okay, now you're just mocking white women, basic white women specifically, and holding open the door, being cordial to people, and if they don't say thank you, then you just, slam the door in their face. That's not a black or a white thing, but they don't get that.
But maybe it shouldn't be.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help. Do you think you could, like, work your magic?
Hey, are you talking about me?
Hey.
Oh my, wait, are you?
Yeah, stronger than magic. Yeah, it's the remnants of a shittier script that was underneath of that, but it couldn't get picked up anywhere. So yeah, we just need to have diversity and inclusion policies. Yes, of course.
Someone defied the society. Who was it?
You didn't.
See, that could have been so funny, but it's probably not, okay? But just having the, the big, loud, ostentatious black woman, but what are you going to end up doing? Okay, yeah, and then everybody has to be captivated by what she says. Could be funny. Will it, though?
Let her go like I told you. If you interfere with her or your client, you could have your memory erased. You won't even remember she existed.
Even though we might never see each other again, I need you to know that what we had was real.
Is this kind of a big tonal whiplash? Okay, so you started off with all of the white tears-o-meter, and now it's, oh my god, if I just can't take her on a date, my life will never be the same.
I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
See, that was directly talking. The trailer's over now. I was just gonna run the, obviously. If anybody cares, only in theaters March 22nd. Okay, yeah, only in theaters. So there's only going to be one person turning out for that, because that looks generic. Okay, like, probably used to all of those stupid little anti-white hatred shots that get thrown in every fucking day. So I think that was just the part that was supposed to get, eye-catching for everybody. Like, this incarnation and many other ones that are out there, I've seen just about every trad cuck influencer float this out there. So this trailer has well north of a few million views on it. This is just on Twitter, okay? But yeah, as everybody's pointing out, I love how the movie calls white people animals, yet the main black guy falls in love with a white woman. Was she really? Whatever, okay. Literal brain hemorrhage of a movie. Wow, just wow. I'm not sure if this could have been any more racist, but I'm sure if... Oh, it will, if the trailer is any indication. Congrats, you just made a movie for racists of all colors. Apparently somebody, or something to be proud of these days. Yeah, whatever. But somebody with very funny, or very inventive, I don't really know all of that much humor behind it, but it managed to do what trailers are supposed to do. Got people talking about the movie. Now is it going to translate to ticket sales? Well, I'm going to say if they can't even elicit people to show up by resurrecting a culturally endemic fictional character, couldn't get asses in seats, do you think they got a little of that black girl magic to go around? Nah, I can already hear the excuses. You already seen them, more than likely baked into the trailer. I would say that there could be the potentiality of anybody turning out from this for it to be quite a theatrical experience, who they're marketing towards and, their propensity to talk during the movie, but I don't even think anybody's going to care about this when it comes out unless, of course, they go real hard on the racism. Because as for the script, nothing inventive at all. Really is just the death throes of Hollywood. But if this is going to be kicking off 2024, wow. I already knew it was going to be a bonkers year, but at least something ended up taking that March release window now that Snow White had to get bumped an additional year. I guess, there was only enough room for one movie of color in the theater at a time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.